Welcome students. This is the sixth video of this coordination compounds and this is the last video of this chapter. So in today's video we are going to discuss about this CFT, the crystal field that theory. Crystal field theory, this was needed because this valence bond theory, so the explanation of geometry and shapes, everything was done by this valence bond theory, but the color imparted by this complexes, the explanation was not given by this theory. Okay, so this crystal field theory, so this also developed and this answered why the complexes are imparting colors. Okay, so let's start. This is CFT, crystal field theory. Okay, so let's learn chemistry together. This crystal field theory, in this case we are going to learn the ionic nature of this coordination compounds. So ionic nature, the ionic bond is being developed between the metal that ion and the ligands. So this is given more stress in this crystal field theory. So all the salient features of this crystal field theory, I'm writing it, and then I'll wrap this and then I will explain you what exactly this crystal field theory is means. Okay, this crystal field theory is all about that ionic bond between this metal ion and the ligands. Okay, so let's see here. First of all, this theory is the electrostatic model of coordination compounds. Okay, and this is electrostatic model of that complexes. Why we are actually calling this? Because the electrostatic force of attraction, so they are only keeping them together like that. This theory is considering, and this theory is considering the assuming that the metallic ions, they are the positively charged, that point charges, and the negatively point charges are the ligands. Okay, first of all, this theory is going, this is electrostatic model of coordination compounds, and also this theory considers the ionic bond in coordination compounds, in complexes also you can write down, in complexes. Then third point, it assumes the metallic ion as positive point charge, and fourth point, whereas the ligands to be negatively point charges. Okay, so these are the different points on which this crystal field theory based on. So this electrostatic model of this crystal field theory is electrostatic model of the coordination complexes, coordination compounds, and in this case we have seen that the metallic ions, so that will be considered as the point charge is positive point charge and negative point charge will be the ligand, whether it will be that anionic that ligand or the neutral molecules also. So the dipolar nature, okay, the polar molecule that ligand will be, and the dipolar nature will be considered in this case, because we all are knowing that the ligands in that also the dipoles are existing, means the polar molecules we are considering here. So this will be the salient feature of this crystal field theory. Okay, so now let's see crystal field theory. See here, in crystal field theory, first of all we all should know the d orbitals, the 5 degenerate d orbitals, the shapes of 5 degenerate orbitals. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we all are knowing that double dumbbell shape the d orbitals are having, double dumbbell. Okay, so first this is dxy. Dxy is between the axis x and y. Okay, and this one is dyz. Okay, so the lobes are between the axis. Do remember, the lobes are between the axis y and z. That is why this will be called as dyz. And here also the lobes are between the axis, so this will be called as dzx. And here you are having the lobes are on the axis, so this will be the name of this orbital. So this will be called as dx square minus y square. See, the d orbitals, different orientation they all are having. Okay, so in the first 3 case what we have seen, that the lobes are in between the axis and the lobes on the axis present in case of dx square minus y square, and also with this dz square. So we are having, this is the z axis. Okay, this is dz square. So here also what you are observing, the I'm making this dz x square minus y square here only, dx square minus y square. Let me run this. Okay, so in this case lobes are on the axis in case of dx square minus y square and in dz square. So these 2 orbitals are having the lobes on the axis, and these 3 orbitals in which the lobes are present in between the axis. Okay, so this will be the shape. You will have to remember this, because on this basis only you are going to see the splitting. Okay, the degenerate orbitals, every time we are actually calling them degenerate orbital. Degeneracy means what? Suppose the metallic ion is present and the ligands are approaching that metal ion. Okay, so what will happen? Because of the influence of the ligands, the degeneracy will be lost. Means the degeneracy means the orbitals will be of exactly same energy. So that is called as the degeneracy. And degeneracy that will be lost, means the orbitals, they will split into 2 sets of orbitals. First that T2G, triply degenerate orbitals and doubly degenerate orbitals. Like that the 2 groups we are going to see here, and because of the influence of the ligands, this splitting will be taking place. Okay, so see here, this one is the shapes of d orbitals. This was already known to us. Now we will see, first we will start with the octahedral complex. Okay, so let's check it out, what the octahedral complex is, how the electrons will be arranged in this case, and how the splitting will take place. Okay, so this is octahedral complexes. Okay, so in this case, first of all, the octahedral complex, what this shape of, see, the complex will be, the ligands are present here, ligands, 6 ligands, coordination number will be 6 in this case. So 6 ligands are present. So 6 ligands, how the 6 ligands are arranged, see here. So this is the base will be that square. Okay, so this on each vertex we are having ligands. So on one plane you are having this four this ligands are present. Okay, and you all can see that this will be what the ligands are on the axis. Okay, this we all are knowing this is x-axis, y-axis. See here, like this you can show. Okay, so this x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So on the axis, suppose this one you are considering, this first two-dimensional that figure you consider here. So here also the ligand is present, here also the ligand is present, here also ligand. So when the ligands are approaching, they are coming more closer to this metallic ion, and the d orbitals present in the metallic ion. Okay, so they the d orbitals, so this will be this can be represented by 5 boxes we are making. This is what the d orbital, 5 d orbitals. These are degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals means they are of same energy. Now what will happen? See here, the degeneracy means when the ligands are coming, this will be what degenerate d orbitals of the metallic ion, orbitals of metal ion. Okay, metal ion. Now what is happening when the ligands are approaching this? Then when the ligands will approach this metallic ion, then this will be this will come in excited state. Okay, so excited state means this average energy level, this is average energy level, excited state. Okay, so this will we are actually showing like this. That means this energy will be greater than this. Okay, this will be ground state, you can say. This is ground state. Okay, this is ground state, and what is happening here, the energy level, so this energy will increase when the ligands will approach this metal, that d orbitals. Then what will happen, the energy will increase. Okay, so this increase in energy, and then what will happen, the see, all the d orbitals will not be influenced equally by the ligands. Means ligands are approaching, no doubt, and what is happening here, the repulsion will take place. Means the orbital which is coming, that ligands are also having that orbital, so those orbitals containing that electrons, and here also they are having electrons. So these orbitals, when they come close to each other, more repulsion they will experience. And also do remember this, that the dxy, dyz, dzx, they are in between the axis. Okay, so they will experience less repulsion, and more repulsion will be shown by the orbitals which were present, in which you have seen the orientation just now. In the beginning only I told you that orientation of d orbitals. So I told you that the d orbitals, so they are in this case the 2d orbital, dx square minus y square and dz square. So in this case, the because the loops were present on the axis, that is why on the, and the ligands are also present on the axis. So axis, on the axis, the lobes which are present, the d orbitals, so they will experience more repulsion. Okay, repulsion forces, so they will increase the energy. They results in the increase in energy. Okay, the repulsion force will that will result in the increase the increase of energy. Okay, so the energy will be increased. So you can I'm rubbing this and I'm showing you. See here. Okay, so here you are having energy will be increased, which two orbitals will experience more repulsion, dx square minus y square and dz square. So they will possess more energy, and the three d orbitals, dxy, dyz and dzx, okay, so they will experience less repulsion. That is why they will be at lower energy. Okay, so this was the average energy. This was the average energy level, and see what is happening here. Now this gap between them. So this will be called as delta O. Delta O, this is energy gap. O, this substitute we are giving because of this octahedral complex. Okay, for tetrahedral complex, when we will consider tetrahedral complex, so at that time we will replace this O by T. Okay, so this is delta O. This is what? The energy gap. And now the one more term, CFSE. What does it mean? This is crystal field splitting energy. So crystal field splitting energy, that depends on, if you want you can write down, the crystal field splitting energy depends on the strong field or weak field ligands. The ligands which are approaching, so they will, the ligands which are coming and approaching the metallic ion, so they will only decide, they are the decisive factor. Okay, so the crystal field, how much splitting will take place, so that will be dependent on the ligands, the nature of the ligands. Okay, now in this case the energy gap is delta O. Now see here, if you are actually considering, this is the line, means this is the average energy, this is the energy level, average energy level. So what is happening? The increase in energy, so how much increase in energy you are observing here. So this will be equal to, see here, this is 3 by 5 of delta O. This is 2 by 5 of delta O, or this one is 3 by 5 of delta O. Okay, so 3 by 5 means what? 3 by 5 is 0.4. So you can also write down 0.4 delta O, and this one will be equal to 0.6 delta O. Okay, 2 by 5 means 0.6, 3 by 5 means 0.4. So what is happening? Two orbitals we are having, and each orbital, so that will have this energy, this 0.6, this energy delta O, and two orbitals we are having. So this 0.6 into 2, so this will give you what? 1.2. So 1.2 of delta O, this will be the increase in energy. Okay, so you write down increase in energy, increase in energy. So this will be equal to 1.2 delta O. Now the decrease in energy, see here the energy is decreasing, this is increasing, the increase in energy just now we have seen, and now in this is decrease in energy. So decrease in energy, this will be equal to this decrease in energy will be equal to 0.4 into 3. 3 orbitals we are having here. 3 orbitals are experiencing this lowering down of energy. So into 3, so this will give you what? 1.2 that delta O. So this you can write here, the magnitude is same, 1.2 delta O. Here also 1.2 delta O, but for positive sign we are using for increase, and negative sign we are using for decrease. Okay, so the signs are opposite but the magnitude is equal. That is why plus and minus, they will get cancelled, and this energy level, that average will remain as it is. Okay, so increase in energy and decrease in energy, so they all are equal. Now this was all about this crystal field splitting energy. This was energy gap, the terms. Now it is clear to you. See, now one more we are actually one more that see, this case we have seen. The other case here, you check it out. See here what you are observing, how it is different from this part. See, this is also delta O, and this is 3 by 5 delta O, this is 2 by 5 delta O, or you can say this is this is 3 by 5 by, so sorry, I got confused. See, this is 3 by 5. 3 by 5, 5, 6 are 30. So this will give you what? 0.6. Okay, everything is all right. But this 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 means 0.4. Okay, so you write down. Sorry, I wrote. This will be 3 by 5. This will be 2 by 5 delta O. So 2 by 5 delta O. So this will give you what? 0.4. So 0.4 delta O. Here exactly the same case, only the difference is more energy gap in this case. This is what? Energy gap. Okay, so this is energy gap, and here you are having the small energy gap. Okay, so why these two situations will arise? See, because this is the splitting, means here the splitting will be less because the weak field ligands will approach to the metallic ion in this case, and here see in this case the energy gap is more. Why? Because the strong field ligands are coming into existence. In this case, strong field ligands are approaching the metallic ion. Okay, so more splitting they will cause. So the splitting will be more in case of strong field ligands, and this splitting will be less in case of weak field ligands. So this only will be the difference. And splitting energy, okay, the crystal field splitting energy, that will be dependent on the ligands, the nature of the ligands. I mean, strong field and weak field. Strong field will cause more that splitting, and weak field will cause that lesser, that energy gap will be less, that splitting will be less. Okay, so this was the case. Now with the help of example, let's see this Fe H2O 6. Okay, and +2 charge, this iron is in +2 state. So this will be the complex. Now this complex will be what? H2O is what? Strong field ligand or weak field ligand? H2O is weak field. See, strong field ligands, do remember only 4 strong field ligands are there in your NCERT textbook, only in your syllabus. Only 4 you do remember that they are strong field ligands. What are those ligands? See here, they are first of all, more priority will be of this CO. CO is carbonyl group. So if you want, you can note down this carbonyl. Then next is after carbonyl, you are having this cyanido. This is cyanido. Okay, CN. Then EN. EN is what? Ethylene diamine. Ethylene diamine. Okay, about this we have already seen in previous videos, that full details of all kinds of ligands that we have already done. The naming of that that coordination compounds, that also we took many examples, and I know that you all are now you are comfortable with naming, and also you can draw the structures if the name is given to you. So this way ethylene diamine, and the last one is NH3. Okay, so 4 the 4 ligands you will have to keep in mind, that the strong field ligands, 4 strong field ligands are there. First that carbonyl, then the cyanide, then cyanido, then this ethylene diamine, and then last one is means in priority series I wrote here. So lesser priority will be of this. Comparatively, this amine will have lesser priority. So these are what? The strong field ligands. And other than this, okay, chlorido, bromido, this aqua we are saying. Okay, so this also will have what? This also will be weak field ligand. Okay, so weak field ligand means this case, the lesser will be the see, in this case the lesser will be the energy gap. Okay, now you just check it out how the electrons will be arranged in this case. See the electronic configuration of iron. This iron is in +2 oxidation state. See, iron 26 atomic number this iron is having. So instead of writing 1s to 2s to, you can write the nearest noble gas argon, and then you write down 4s to 3d6. This is the electronic configuration of this iron. Okay, now iron is in +2 stage. +2 state means this argon, and then you can write down 3d6. Okay, 4s2 means the electrons from 4s that has been removed. So this Fe2 plus, so this will have 3d6. Now the 3d6, so how this the electrons of this 3d orbital, so how that will be arranged in case of this weak field ligand. Okay, so in this case check it out. In first 6 electrons, so first electron will come and occupy this place first, then second electron will come here, third electron will come here, okay, then fourth electron. Okay, so fourth electron, because in this case where shall I write, if I'm writing here, see very carefully you see in this case the delta O, okay, this is lesser than P. P means what? Pairing energy. This is what? Pairing energy. So energy associated with the pairing. So this is delta O lesser than pairing. Okay, so what will happen? The pairing is associated with more energy. So the phenomenon with lower energy, that only will take place. So here the pairing, because for pairing the more energy is required, that is why the electrons will choose what? See more, so pairing will not take place. So what will happen? This small energy gap is, that is why instead of pairing the fourth electron will prefer this place to go. Okay, the pairing will not take place. Why? Because the pairing energy will be more in this case. Okay, so what will happen? The electron will occupy this place, and the other that electron will come and occupy this position. Okay, so 5 electrons, so they will be arranged like this, and the 6th electron, because now the empty orbitals are not present, that is why that electron will come and pair in this orbital. Okay, so see in case of this weak field ligand, because the ligand was aqua H2O, which is a weak field ligand, that is why this will be the arrangement of the electrons. And see, because more number of unpaired electrons are present here, that is why the paramagnetic nature, okay, they will have paramagnetic nature, and also the electrons are free to move, free to spin now, because only one electron is present. And see here, because 2 electrons are present in the same orbital, so what will happen? One will have the clockwise direction, that spin, and one will have the opposite spin. Okay, because we all are knowing that 2 electrons present in one orbital, they will definitely have the opposite spins, and opposite spins means plus half and minus half. We are actually showing the spins like that, plus half and minus half. So what will happen? They will cancel each other. Okay, so in this case the paired electrons are present in the first orbitals, they will cancel each other, and the second and third orbitals, they are possessing one electron, unpaired electrons. That is why the spin of this, so here more spin you can see, 1 2 3 4. Okay, 4 that electrons are unpaired, that is why this will be called as if I'm writing here, will you be able to see this? This is high spin complex. High spin complex means high spin complex. That means what? The weak field ligand, they are going to form the high spin complexes. Okay, this will be called as high spin complexes. Why? Because the electrons are unpaired. So more number of unpaired electrons we are having. That is why this complex will be called as high spin complex. Okay. Now next, see here, this case we are considering the same Fe only we are taking. Okay, and now the ligand we have changed. That ligand is what? Amine we have taken. Okay, so amine that we all are knowing, that is strong field ligand, and strong field ligand will make the orbital split more. Okay, the crystal field splitting energy, that will be more in this case. So what will happen here also, the oxidation state of this iron will be +2. Okay, so +2 means the same I already discussed with you. The 3d6 means d orbital will have 6 electrons. Okay, now in this case you check it out how we are going to arrange the electrons. See here, this will be in this case the electrons will be, first of all, the first electron will come here, second will come here, third will come here, as it is, means for filling of 3 electrons that will be the same. Now the fourth electron, where the fourth electron will go? In this case, because this delta O, because this is very large than pairing. Okay, so in this case the pairing pairing energy will be lesser than the delta O. Delta O is the energy gap, the crystal field splitting energy, so that will be larger in this case. Okay, so so here the electrons means they cannot pair, because for pairing energy is more in this case. They cannot pair. So what will happen to the electrons? The electrons will they will prefer this that place. Okay, because the pairing energy is less, that is why the electrons will choose to get paired. So pairing of electrons, you will see here the pairing of electron. Okay, so all the electrons will that will occupy this these orbitals, they will pair like this. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 electrons, so they will be paired and they will occupy this T2G orbital. T2G, yes, sorry, I haven't discussed this, I missed this part. This the orbital of the degenerate orbital, this is called as triply degenerate. And what name we are giving to this set? This set of 3 orbitals, so they will be called as T2G. Okay, T2G, and this will be called as EG. Okay, EG means doubly degenerate. 2 orbitals will be of exactly same energy. Okay, so this will be triply degenerate or doubly degenerate orbital, and T2G will be triply degenerate orbital. Okay, so here, because the pairing energy was less, that is why pairing will takes place in this in the filling of electron. You will see that the electrons will prefer to pair, because the energy is very large, that is why it cannot jump and it cannot go to this place. If the 7th electron will come, definitely, because no place is available here, that is why the 7th electron will go and occupy this place. Otherwise the pairing energy will be lesser in this case, that is why the electrons will love to pair. Okay, so see the magnetic nature, how it is different. In this case we are seeing that all the electrons are paired in 3 orbitals, the electrons are getting paired, and because of this we are saying that this complex, so F is NH3 in 6. So in this case what name of this complex will be? This is hexaamine iron. This is hexaamine iron 2 iron, because iron is present here, 2 plus. Okay, so we will write them, and no space we are going to give. We are not going to leave any space here. So this iron like this. Okay, iron, that also will be smaller. Okay, so this will be the name. So hexaamine, this iron, in this case the pairing, all the electrons are paired, that is why they are diamagnetic in nature. This was paramagnetic in nature and this was diamagnetic in nature. So because of the arrangement of the molecules, because of the arrangement of the electrons in the orbitals, so the magnetic nature also can be predicted. Okay, so this will be the case, and this was all about the octahedral complexes. Now let's learn about, see here. Okay, tetrahedral complex. Tetrahedral complex. Okay, so in this case the 4 d orbitals already we discussed about the shapes. This is what 3dxy, this is what the dyz, dyz, this is zy, and the lobes are in between the axis. Okay, this is zx, and then on the axis the lobes are present in case of dx square minus y square, and this is dz square. And this is what the ring we are actually showing here. This will tell you the ring is the nodal plane. Nodal plane means the area where the probability of finding electron is 0. So this will be the shape of this dz square. Now in case of tetrahedral complex, what the shape of tetrahedral? See, tetrahedral means suppose you are having any metal, the ligand are present here, the ligand are present here, the ligand here also, and here. The ligands, if you are actually joining them, you are going to get this kind of shape. Okay. So this is what the tetrahedral. See, this is tetrahedral, that complex. So in this case, what you are observing, see, the axes are like that. Suppose this axis, okay, and here also one that axis means like this. So this complex is in between the, means ligands are coming in between the axis. Okay, this is three-dimensional picture. So in this case, what you will observe, suppose your suppose a room in which you are standing or sitting. So you only can just imagine that just like room, and the ligands are approaching in between in the room where you are sitting. So there the axis, the walls, so they are going to represent the axis, and in between them, so in between them the ligands are present in between the axis, not on the axis. Okay, so the orbitals which are present in between where the see the d orbitals where the orientation is the lobes are present in between the axis, so they will experience more repulsion. See, in this case, these three d orbitals, so they are going to experience more repulsion. Why? Because they are also present in between the axis. Okay, so because more repulsion will be experienced by these three orbitals, that is why they will also show increase in energy. Okay, attraction will show decrease in energy, and repulsion will result in increase in energy. Okay, so repulsion, more energy will be associated. So in this case, the d orbitals, how they are going to split, let's see. See, the 5d orbitals, now they are going to show this kind of more this T2g, more energy, higher energy, and this is EG, this set of two orbitals, this will show lesser that energy. Here this is delta T we are showing. Why? Because the energy gap in tetrahedral complex, delta T, we are representing this energy gap as delta T. Crystal field splitting energy, this will be for weak field energy, just like the tetrahedral complex, weak field ligand, and here you show this more that energy splitting will be more in case of this is T2G, and here this EG. Okay, the gap is more, that is why this will be caused by splitting. More splitting will be caused by the strong field ligand. Okay, this is strong field ligand, and this is delta T. Here see, this will be the average that energy. A आपका positive point means increase this positive, and this is negative. So see here, this will be 2 by 5 of delta T. Okay, 2 by 5 of delta T, this is 3 by, this energy is 2 by 5, this energy will be 3 by 5 of delta T. So here also you will get 0.6, this will be called minus 0.6 delta T. Here also plus 0.4 delta T, because this will be associated with one orbital. 3 orbitals we are having here. That is why 0.4 into 3. So this will give you 1.2 of delta T. This is positive 1.2 delta T. Here you are having 2 orbitals. That is why 1.2. This is minus 1.2 delta T. So this positive and this is negative. The magnitude will remain the same, and this increase in energy and decrease in energy, that will be the same. Okay. So this was all about the splitting. Crystal field splitting energy will be more. Write down, crystal field splitting energy will be more in case of strong field ligand. Okay, so strong field ligand, and crystal field splitting energy will be less in case of weak field ligand, will be less. Okay, so these two the conditions here. Now let's take example and then understand the arrangement of the electrons in these orbitals. So how they are going to get arranged. First let's take example. For this one example we are taking NiCN4, and this is plus 2 CN4 means minus, negative sign will be possessed by cyanide group, that is the 4 cyanide, 4 cyanide ligands are present, that is why minus 4. So nickel will be in plus 2 state. So minus 4 plus 2 will give you minus 4 plus 2 will give you minus 2. So minus 2 charge will be acquired by them. Now this tetracyanidonickelate, what name of this complex will be? Tetracyanidonickelate. In this case the electrons, okay, so how many electrons this nickel is having? Plus 2 state means what? Nickel is having the atomic number is 28. Okay, so the electronic configuration will be argon 4s2 3d8. Okay, because this nickel 2 plus this electron has been removed, so this will be left with what? Argon, and this is 3d8. So we are actually concerned only about the arrangement of the d orbitals electrons. So these electrons we are going to arrange. 8 electrons we are having. So see here, 1 2, okay, then the pairing will not take place. Here also the delta T, so this will be more than the pairing energy. So in this case the pairing cannot take place. First the electrons will come and occupy this position like that. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5, and then because 8 electrons we are having, so then the pairing will start. 1 2, then sorry, this is what the pairing will take place. Yes, pairing, because lesser energy, the pairing is associated with lesser energy, so pairing will take place. 1 2 3 4, then 5 6 7, and then 8, like this. Okay, so this will be the case in nickel, that tetracyanido. This is tetracyanidonickelate. So in this case the electrons will be arranged like this, means 2 electrons. First the pairing will take place. This 4 electrons, after getting paired, the 5th electron will come here, 6th 7th, then 8th electron, then pairing. So this will be the condition in NiCN4. Now in this case we are taking example of this cuprous tetrachlorido. See, tetrachlorido this is cuprate. Okay, so +2 oxidation state this copper is having. So -4 + 2 will give you -2. Here also what the name will be? Tetrachloridocuprate. Okay, 8 word we are using for anionic that coordination pair. We all are knowing that 8 word we are giving to the metal. So here tetrachloridocuprate. Okay, so in this case the chlorido, because this chloride is weak field ligand. Okay, so weak field ligand, in this case we are having copper is having configuration like this, 4s1 3d10. Okay, Cu2 plus, that means what? This will be left with 3d9. Okay, because one electron from 3d and one electron from 4s, so that will be removed in case of Cu2 plus. So Cu2 plus, how many electrons we need to arrange? 3d9. Okay, so for that, first the 2 electrons will get they will occupy these 2 orbitals. Then the third electron pairing will not take place. Why? Because the delta T is smaller than this. The pairing will take more energy. That is why the lesser energy, this electron will prefer the lesser energy, that phenomenon. So the pairing will not take place. In this case, in this case the pairing will take place. Why? Because the delta T, so that will be larger, that energy gap is. Okay, so here the pairing will take place before going to that above orbital. The electron will get paired, and if all the orbitals are filled, and if all the having that completely filled, 2 orbitals in both the orbitals, then only the 5th electron will think about going to the this higher orbital set. Okay, T2G. This is what? T2G. This is EG. Okay, now here first the electrons will occupy these 2 orbitals, and then the third electron, so that will go in this orbital, then next here, and then next here. After, because 9 orbitals we need to fill, so then the pairing will start. And the next electron will come here, the next electron will come here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, this is 8, and this is 9. Okay, so like this we will get the electrons in this case. And if you want the other examples also, you can give. Suppose you are having 4 electrons. Okay, D4 and D4 electrons. So for that, the weak field ligand, in this case the 2 electrons will occupy this place. See, this was all about the 2 examples which we have quoted here, means this tetrachloridocuprate, and the other this tetracyanidoniculate. Okay, so in these 2 cases this was the arrangement. Okay, now I am going to tell you about D4. So D4 or D5, if electrons you are having, then what will happen? This was all about the 2 examples which we have seen, the tetrahedral complexes. Now I am giving more examples, and I am telling you, if 4 electrons you will be asked to arrange them in weak field ligand. So for weak field ligand, 1 electron will come here, 1 electron will come here, then 3 4. Okay, so 4 electrons will be, or if 5 electrons are present, then 5 electrons you can arrange like this. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 and 5. So what you are observing here, because in the examples which I quoted, so in that case more number of electrons were there. That is why the paired electrons you saw in low spin complexes also, high spin complexes also. So I am taking this example in order to make it very much clear that weak field ligands, in this case more unpaired electrons are present, and because of this only we are actually calling them as high spin complexes. Suppose your metallic ion is having D5. Okay, so if 5 electrons are present in the D orbital, then how the electrons will be arranged? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pairing will not take place. Why? Because the pairing energy is more. Okay, so the electrons will occupy these first two orbitals will be filled, and then the small gap is there. This is small gap. Okay, so small gap, that is why they can overcome this gap. They can go to these orbitals, this set of orbitals, and they can occupy this place, and that is why more number of that in this case more number of unpaired electrons you are seeing. That is why this will be called as high spin complex. High spin complex. Okay, high spin complex. And D5. So in this case also the pairing, you all are knowing that pairing will takes place, है ना? Because this energy gap is very large. That is why the electrons will get paired first. So 4 electrons will get paired here, and 5 electrons, I told you to arrange 5 electrons. So 1 electron will be sent to the higher that set of orbitals. Okay, so this way you will have what? Only one unpaired electron you got here, and here you are having 5 unpaired electrons. That is why this complex will be called as high spin complexes, and this will be called as low spin complexes. Okay, so low spin complex. So this was all about the crystal field theory, and also this I started with what? The explanation for the imparting of color by the complexes. So how that will be done? It's very easy. See, when you are actually giving energy to them, so energy will be absorbed, and the electron can go to that higher energy, level. The other set means D, or this is also set of d orbital. This is also set of d orbital. So after that absorption of energy, this electron will get excited. That will go to higher energy set, and then it will come back again, and when it is coming back, it will radiate, it will emit the radiation, and that will be in visible region. Because that is in visible region, that is why we can see the colors also. So color will be imparted because of this DD transition. So if you will get this kind of question, what will be the reason why the complexes they are showing this the colors? Okay, why they are imparting colors? So the reason is only one word, that answer is DD transition. Okay, because the electrons from this D, or that set of d orbital, they will go to higher that energy set of d orbital, then they will come back again, and because this phenomenon is that radiation, so that will have the means frequency which is relevant to the visible region. Okay, that is why we can see the colors. So this is the answer, DD transition. Here also, if the more energy they need, so more energy if they are going to absorb, then they also will go to higher energy level. The electrons will move to a higher energy level. They will get excited, and from excited state, definitely they will come back to their original, that ground state, and then in doing this, so they will emit that radiation. So that radiation, because that comes in a visible region, so the colors can be observed. So this was all about the crystal field theory. And also one more thing, that delta T, okay, crystal field splitting energy of this tetrahedral complex. So this will be equal to 4/9 of delta O. Okay, means this one, the splitting energy of this tetrahedral complex, so that energy will be lesser than the octahedral complex. So this was all about this crystal field theory. I hope you understood, and I want you to revise it, and completely, you right from the beginning and till end, you nicely observe this, see this video, and prepare for your exams. Best of luck, and thank you so much for watching this.